So the next story, it says, يحيا العدل. يحيا العدل. So what is Yahya? Hmm? Yahya here, it means, by the way, what is adl? Anybody knows? Justice. Now, Yahya, it means, here it means in the context of long live. From haya, when you say Yahya al-adl, it means long live justice. It comes in that type of expression, okay? So you can translate as what? You can translate as long live justice. Make sense? So let's see what is it about. It says, قطوطة قطة جميلة لونها أبيض. Very simple things, okay? قطوطة is a name, is a cat. قطة جميلة is a beautiful or nice cat. لونها أبيض. Her color is white. Everything's simple here, very good. وفطوطة قطة جميلة لونها أسود. Same thing. So there's another one. Another cat is فطوطة. Is a cat, beautiful cat. Its color is أسود, which is what? Black. تعيش قطوطة وفطوطة في مزرعة واسعة مع الفأر فرفور. Okay, so تعيش, عاش, يعيش means to live. Very important verb. I'm pretty sure you know. So they live, قطوطة and فطوطة, they live in مزرعة. What is مزرعة? Firm. Excellent. واسعة. What is واسعة? Vast. Yes, wide. نعم. Very good. So they live in a vast, wide farm مع الفأر. What is فأر? Mouse. نعم. Rat, mouse. نعم. Farfur. The name of the mouse is Farfur. So now here's your vocabs. قطة, أبيض, أسود, فأر. Very important vocabs indeed. So what happens? Farfur فأر شقي. So Farfur is a what type of rat? Shaqi. Shaqi means miserable, or what is the other word? Shaqi. Not good. Yeah, you can think about bad. The miserable type of rat. يحب القمح. What is قمح? He loves what? Huh? Wheat. Naam. He loves wheat. Okay, so showing you wheat here. So he's a kind of like miserable cat, and he loves wheat. يثقب يثقب أكياس القمح للمزارع قاسم. So we have few words here. Okay, what is يثقب? It means to make whole, like pierce, whole. ثقب. Okay, so with the fatha. ثقب. نعم. ثقب يثقب. So this is a mistake. It should be yathqubu. Okay, I just don't see any reason for to be a fatha here. Okay, there's no reason to be a fatha, so it is a mistake. It should be yathqubu. So yathqubu, that means he is piercing a hole to where? Akyas. What is akyas? Huh? It is a plural of what? Keys. What is keys? Excellent, sack. So now in the modern context, they use these keys for the plastic bags. You go to groceries, the bag that you use, they will use the term keys. So akias would be sack, what you see here. Okay, what do you see here? So he pierced, thus it is a plural, sacks of qamh. So sacks of the wheat, lil muzari'. Be careful with the muzari'. With the dhamma, no, very good. If it has a fatha, mazare, it would be plural of mazra, which is farms. But with the dhamma, it is the farmer. So be careful here. Okay. With the dhamma, it is the farmer, one person. Naam. So the farmer, Qasim. So he pierced a hole in the bags of the wheat, which belongs to farmer Qasim. Okay, so here you have qamh, keys, muzare, farmer. Now, so very important vocabs. So now what happens? طردت قطوطة وفتوت الفأر فرفور من المزرعة. So طرد, it means to cast out, make him go out of this place, casting out. طرد is a strong word that means you completely throw that person out of that place. نعم. So طرد قطوطة, so that قطوطة and فتوتة, they casted him out, is in a past tense, the rat, from the farm. بسبب what? بسبب تصرفاته السيئة. Here are another good words here. بسبب. Sabab is what? Sabab is cause or reason. Yes. Bisabab, because of the reasons. Okay, so bisabab is very common terms. We always say that bisabab, because of that, right? Bisabab would be because of. When you say bisabab. But sabab itself is a cause or reason. Tasarruf. So what is tasarruf? Tasarruf is another important word. Tasarruf is behavior. Yes, behavior, or what is another word? Like act, the way you're acting, the thing that you're doing, behave. But remember, there's no ta marbuta, but we make into plural, but by adding alif and ta, the feminine form. This one is plural, tasarrufat. So his behaviors. Because of his acts, what type of acts? Sayyi'ah. What is sayyi'? Sayyi' is bad, evil. This word is also in the Quran many times. So now you understand what he's saying. Because of his bad behaviors or bad actions. Now, so only thing the book wants you to know from here is mazra'a, but there are other words you should learn them. So what happens? أحضر المزارع قاسم للقطتين ثماني تفاحات. So the Muzare, Qasim, he brought for the two qittataini, for the two cats, thamani tufahat. How do you say eight? Eight is, I explained in the last one, eight is what? Thamaniya. Sorry, what am I writing? I'm missing a ya. Why don't we have tamarbuta here? This is something I explained to you many times. Numbers 3 to 10. It will always be opposite of the thing that you're describing. And what you're describing is tufah. Tufaha is feminine. So when you describe a feminine things, then you have to use the opposite gender. You have to use the masculine form. Okay, that's why you are saying thamani tufahat. So 8 apples. The farmer brought for them 8 tufaha, 8 apples. أربع تفاحة حمراء. So 4 of the same thing is going on. Arba, not arbaatun. So arba, 4 apples are what? Red, hamra. Why we're saying hamra? How do you say red? If somebody asks you to say red, what do you say? Huh? Ahmar. You say ahmar. Red is ahmar. But what is hamra then? So why aren't we saying ahmar? Why are you saying hamra? Naam, ahsant. Very good. It is the feminine form. Just like abyad, bayda. Aswad, sauda. And wa arba tufahatin safra. And 4 asfar is the yellow and safra is the feminine. The 4, we have 4 yellow apples. Makes sense? So you have 8, 4 red, 4 yellow. So what happens? قالت قطوطة says أنا أريد التفاحة الحمراء. I want the red apples. وقالت فتوتة أنا أريد التفاحة الحمراء. So he's saying the same thing. Both of them wants the what? The red apples. You should know the verb أريد. أراد يريد is very common words. Okay, أراد يريد. To want something. ذهبت قطتان. So 2 of the cats went where? إلى البقرة. What is بقرة? Is in the surah al-Baqarah. Cow. نعم. Now, they went to a cow. لتحكم بينهما. So what does it mean? To judge between them. Okay. What is حكم يحكم means? To judge. to judge between them. Baina is between, huma is them too. Okay, baina is another important word. I'm pretty sure you know. Now, so he they went to what? A cow to make judgment between them. So here's the cow. قالت البقرة, the cow said, سآكل أنا التفاحة الصفراء. So this guy is clever. He's saying that سآكل. آكل means I will eat. Sa means I will. You know, you understand the scene is for the future tense. So he's saying that I will eat at-tufahat as-safra. So they're arguing about the red one. So he said, okay, let me make things clear for you. I will eat the, you know, the yellow ones, and then you can divide the red ones among yourself, right? So that's the point. So he said, I will eat the yellow apples. وأعطي كل واحدة منكما تفاحتين حمراوين جميلتين. So here's your practice of what? Practice of the duels. So there are a lot of duels are coming here. So I think I have a feeling this each of the lessons they target some particular things and then they push you into this. So which is very nice. So so he's saying that then I will ata yu'ti to give. So u'ti that means I will give. This is another important verb. Ata ata yu'ti yu'ti yu'ti. So I will give kulla wahidatin minkuma. Every, so remember kulla, it I also explained to you before, the kulla can be every or it could be all. And how do you know? If after kul, if we have a plural, then it will be all. But after kul, if we have a singular, then it will be every. Now, so he's saying, I will give every one of you. Here's a singular. So we say, every one of you, minkum, among you, tufahataini, hamrawaini. So I'll explain where the waw is coming from. Jamilataini. So I will give every one of you two beautiful red apples. So remember, we have to read from here. The two is coming because this is dual. Two beautiful red, then you say the noun, apple. Now, so the word was hamra. This is another interesting morph things, which is very complex, something that you learn, you know, in advanced morphology classes, which is the changes, tahwil that happens in the letters. So the original hamra is with the hamza, right? But when you add dual, this hamza will return back to its original word, which is wow. It will be hamra wani. Okay, two feminine red colored things. So that's something that I don't want to explain way too much here, right? As long as you understand what's going on, it's a dual. I think it should be fun. Is Anna correct to bring here? Okay, good. Very good question. I did not explain. I'm going to explain this one right now. So the question is it correct to bring Anna here? Very interesting question. Why he's asking that? Uh, it's a very, very important. And if you know the question, then you will know that Anna should not be here. Because if you think about Anna, and it's a very advanced things, a few things. When you say Kulu, what is the subject here? Huh? Akulu. Akulu is the subject, is ana already, right? So the ana is there. But if you want to bring the subject here in this situation, when you have first person subject, you will learn in advanced grammar that it cannot be apparent. You can never bring the first person subject out. It always has to be hidden. File, the doer, it cannot be apparent. It always has to be hidden. So you might say, okay, so what about if I say ana akulu? So the subject is there. Is it subject of the verb? Who can answer my question? Is ana subject of the verb? Like ana adhabu, that means I go. Why not? Why ana is not the subject of the verb? Yes, it is mubtada. It becomes a nominative sentence. So it's not the subject of the verb. It is not a file. It is mubtada and khabar is this one. So that means we still have to look for what is the file. File will always be hidden ana. So you cannot bring the ana out loud. You cannot say ana here. So what's going on here? So as some of you pointed out, When this thing happen in Arabic, we never say this ana is a fa'il, is the dual. We don't say it. We say this is ta'kid, okay? It is emphasis. So that means I will eat. So in English, we'll put italic or we'll make this kind of tone. I will eat. Very good point. So as you can see, these are reading comprehension. And when you read these things, you have to get into the mood also, right? What the author is trying to say. So these are very important. And you have to build these things from the very beginning. And also that's why you also need a little bit of grammar knowledge. Good question though. So then he goes, أكلت البقرة التفاحة الصفراء. So the baqara, the cow, what did it do? أكل, يأكل, very important simple verb, to eat. So the cow ate yellow apples. وتركت, ترك is another good verb. تركت لكل منهما تفاحتين حمراوين. And then he left. Taraka means to leave. Taraka yatruku. 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 Taraka yatruku is to leave. So he left لكل منهما, for each one of them, تفاحتين حمراوين. So he left for both of them, two red apples, something that we saw. So what happened? Why they're still angry? So now what happens? قالت القطوطة أنا أريد التفاحتين الكبيرتين. So now he wants apparently there are two small and two big apples. So one of them, قطوطة, she says that I want to eat the big ones. Okay. أريد التفاحتين, two big apples. وقالت الفتوتة. So Fatuta, you think she's gonna back up? No, she says أنا أريد التفاحتين الكبيرتين. So he or she says the same thing. Goes back to the same thing. They're still arguing. اختلفت القطتان حول تقسيم التفاحات الحمراء بينهما. So a lot of good stuffs here. اختلف. This is a word that comes a lot, especially in the fiqh classes. You will see اختلاف is always there. So اختلف, it means to differ. So اختلفت القطتان. So the two, remember this is قطتان, it is in the marfu state. So that means they're the one who differed. So these two cats differed. حول. حول, what is حول? Huh? Around. Very good. حول is around. حول بيتي, around my house, right? So this حول you can use in many different situations. حول تقسيم. What is تقسيم? It from the verb قسم. قسم. يقسم. Yeah. قسم is type. Okay, so you're close. قسم is a type or category or part. Taqsim, qassama means you divide something. Okay, taqsama is to divide. So taqsim is division. It is the noun. So they're arguing, they're differing around the division of what? Tufahat al-hamra bainahuma. So they're not arguing or they're differing between dividing these red apples among them. Bainahuma is keep on coming. Bainahuma. Now, so as you can see, kabira and kabiratan. Okay, so focusing on the duals. So what happens now? ذهبت القطتان إلى الفرس. Now they go to what? What is faras? Huh? Horse. Now, hisan, something that you probably learned or will learn in Medina book. Faras is more general term. So they went to the horse. لي why لتقسيم بينهما قسم يقسم. Okay, so this is a present tense verb. So it's coming from قسم يقسم. So قسم what يقسم, to divide. So why he's saying لتقسيم? So faras is also treated as what? Feminine. The li, you have to assume there's a hidden an. لأن تقسم بينهما, so that he can divide, the faras can divide between them التفاحات, the apples. So what does he do? قالت الفرس, so the horse says سوف آخذ التفاحتين. So I will take two apples. الصغيرتين لي. He's saying that I will take the smaller one. You guys are arguing about the big ones? Okay, don't worry, you know. I will take the smaller ones for you. Okay, li for me. So, by the way, this is أخذ. أخذ يأخذ. أخذ يأخذ means to take. But when you have two hamza uh, for the first person, you don't say أخذ, you say آخذ. Okay, so that's what's the form we have. So that means I will take two small apples for myself. وأعطي, same word, أعطي كلا منكما تفاحة حمراء كبيرة. And I'll give every one of you a big red apple. Big red apple. So basically he's saying that he will take the smaller one and the big one he will divide between the two. I think we already covered all of these things, so we don't have to spend too much time. So what happened now? أكلت الفرس التفاحتين الصغيرتين. So the faras, the horse, he ate the small apples. وتركت لكل قطة تفاحة حمراء كبيرة. By the way, as you can see, we have the tanwin here, but we don't have a tanwin on hamra. Anybody can quickly tell me why? Then we have a tanwin on the kabira. Mamnu min as-sarf. Yes. So this is a mamnu min as-sarf. It's ghaid munsarif. They don't take tanween and they also don't take kasra. Okay. So now ahsanti. So that means he left two big red apples for the cats. وكانت إحدى التفاحتين عليها ورقتان خضراوان. So one of this apple, إحدى, one of the two apples, عليها, on it, or it had, ورقة. What is ورقة? Yes, ورقة has two meanings. What are the two meanings? One of them you gave me, leaf. What is another one? Another one is paper. نعم أحسنتم. But here it means the tree leaf. So one of them had two leaves. What is khadra? Akhdar. What is akhdar? Akhdar is what? Green. Naam. So one of the apple had two green leaves. Makes sense? And you know what's gonna happen. قالت قتوتة أنا أريد التفاحة التي عليها الورقتان الخضراوان. So of course he says that I want the apple which has two green what? Green leaves. وقالت فتوتة أنا أريد التفاحة التي عليها الورقتان خضروان. Exactly the same things. Okay, so pretty simple stuff. We don't have to spend too much time. So you understand what's going on, right? Now ذهبت القطتان إلى الحمار. So now they go to what? حمار, which is حمار is what? This is Modina book 1, chapter 1, lesson 1. Now, so they go to a donkey. Now, donkey. ليحكم بينهما, so that he can judge between them. أخذ الحمار التفاحة التي ليس عليها ورقتان خضروان. So he took, أخذ is took, he took the himar, the donkey took التفاحة, the apple التي ليس is another interesting word which negates a nominative sentence. It is also part of kana wa akhawatuha. Just know that Laisa means not here. So the himar, the donkey, took the apple which did not have or doesn't have a what? Warakatani khadrawani, the two green leaves. Now, makes sense? Himar is donkey. So now what happens? قسم الحمار التفاحة التي عليها ورقتان خضراوان بينهما. So قسم, here the verb coming again. يقسم. So he divide, the himar, the donkey divides what? This is why you have to know your haraka. You have to know who's doing what. This is where the dhamma, fatha, kasra, these things comes in handy. So the donkey is dividing what? The tufaha, the apple which had the two green leaves بينهما, between them. قال الحمار لك, for you, Himar said, لك يا قطوطة نصف تفاحة حمراء. What is nisf? Half. Now, nisf is half. So he's saying that for you, lucky for you, here we have munada, ya qattuta, o qattuta, is half of nisfu tufahatin hamra, half of the red apple. Okay? Wa alayha warakatun khadra, which has what? One green leaf. So as you can see, it had two green leaves. So this guy is very smart. He divided half so that one of them has one leaf, another one has another leaf. Now, ولك يا فتوتة نصف تفاحة حمراء وعليها ورقة خضراء. Same thing, same structure. Okay, so he divided this apple into two parts such that one of them has, each one of them has a leaf. So in terms of meaning, you guys are clear, right? It's very simple here, right? Nothing fancy going on. Then it says كانت نصف تفاحة قطوطة تشبه نصف تفاحة فتوتة تماما. So كانت, it was the half of the apple of the قطوطة تشبه. Okay, تشبه, it means it's similar to it. تشبه, it looks like, it appears, it's a similar what? نصف تفاحة fatuta. It is similar to the half of the fatuta's apple. Then he says tamaman. What is tamaman? Resembles. Very good. Similar, resemble also will work. What is tamaman? Exactly. Tamaman means exactly. Okay. So meanings, he's trying to say these two they resemble exactly the same. Hopefully there will be no more dispute. So he says farihatil qittatani وَصَاحَتَ بِصَوْتٍ عَالٍ. So farihat, so they become happy. The two cats become happy. وَصَاحَت. What is saha? This is a verb. It's a good verb to know. Saha. Anybody knows what saha means? It means to scream out loud. Scream out. If I say saha means to scream out. So why do you have sahata? Let's see who is good in verb conjugations. To what? So it should be saha. Saha is two, dual. So when you say saha, it would be dual masculine. But when you say sahata, it would be dual feminine. Very good. Be sound with the sound alin, loud or high sound. What do they say? Yahya al-adlu, Yahya al-adlu, adlu. Justice is served, justice is served. Parallel Mustan, right? So this is, if you read these things by yourself and you know all the meanings, you will definitely have a smile on yourself, because justice was not served. They're just, that's what happened. They're trying to teach something, right? If you try to get too much, you end up getting less, and that's that. They could have had 8 apples, doesn't matter what size it was, at least they could have had 8 apples, but because of they cannot see other people getting more, they end up having less. So that's the lesson we have here. So inshallah, we'll stop here. Please make sure you know all the words, what they're showing you, and also all the words that we went through. It will be very useful. What you have to do, honestly, for the reading comprehension, what you have to do is you have to read this thing few times. Very simple things, build your reading habit, and when we go read bigger text, so it will not be super complicated.